everyone. Um, Again, my name is John Dupuy, and I'm the CEO of WeAwake Technologies. And this experience is the WeAwake experience. Obviously, our company's iAwake. That's the purpose. The meta purpose of our company is to help us wake up to who and what we are at the realest and the deepest levels that we are capable of. But we figured out that when we use these tracks and when we do it together, whether we're in the same meditation space or we're doing it online all over the planet, a really powerful field is created. And I was meditating today, getting ready to meditate. But anyway, that's how I roll. And I was thinking when I was a very young man, I found a verse in the Bible in the Psalms, and Psalm 28:1, and I'll probably misquote it, but anyway, it says something like this: "O Lord, be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit." And that just stuck with me. It's like this. I don't even know if I memorized it. It was just there, and it became very prophetic because I ended up spending a lot of time in the pit and um, meditating because I don't want to live in the pit because I can't survive there for long. It's a very painful, isolated, dark place. And it's a place that we all have to go on our spiritual journey. At least that's what the experts say. And it's often referred to as a dark night of the soul when you get into this deep, dark, sad, lonely, cut off, hopeless, despairful place. And that just seems to be a journey that we have to go through and do on our spiritual journey, the journey of our souls in this life. So yeah, so that verse spoke a lot to me. So I was thinking about what to say about this, um, just to warm us up for the meditation. So what I'm going to suggest is that and we're listening to Strong Medicine, aptly named track. Najalin, our dear colleague in Berlin, created it, and it's about 42 minutes, I believe. It's a long one, and it takes us into theta, which is kind of that borderline between the unconscious and the subconscious, where dreams and visions and spiritual experiences often happen. And I would say that let this meditation be about experiencing God, if you will, and or the divine mystery. And I'll say God. I've kind of got over the problems that a lot of us were hurt by religion, and you say God, there's some resistance to that. But anyway, we're talking about that divine mystery place that we go, presence thing that seems to be the essence of everything and seems to enlighten and communicate with us. So I would say use this opportunity now because we're in the middle of week, whatever it is, of the whole world kind of shutting down because of this pandemic. And it can really, really be difficult and hard and lonely and claustrophobic and all kinds of things. And some people, it's really impacting in a very powerful way. So let's use this powerful track and the presence of all of us together. That some mysterious way that needs to be done some research on this seems to kick it up even to or bring it down even to a deeper level of experience. And anyway, I love that particular psalm. And here's a little aside. I think that King David, who allegedly wrote this psalm and a bunch of other ones, was like our first real blues musician. Okay. Good man, he got the blues, he just crying out. And thousands of years later, whoever wrote these psalms, I can relate because that's what I feel like too when I'm lost and betrayed and down and out and all this stuff is going on. And all these psalms were songs and they were played to string instruments. Of course, we've lost the music. We don't know what they were playing or what it sounded like, but we still have the lyrics. And Psalm 28:1, "O Lord, be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down in the pit." So let's collectively put our minds and hearts together. And a good meditation to do is a centering meditation. Focus on your heart. And when the mind wanders, just bring it back. bring it back, and you'll get to that deep, still place inside where we can experience the presence of the divine, and the experience of that present redeems life and makes it all worthwhile in some mysterious, incredible way. But Abraham Maslow said that too, and I agree. So I'll stop talking about it and let's experience it now. And we'll see you on the other side. And go deep, stay deep, and expect and ask for the presence, the divine presence in our meditation today, because it is essential to our happiness and health. Well, I don't know if everybody heard the music that I heard, but I was there's a guy called Brian Duncan, and he recorded an album in the '80s called Strong Medicine. So as soon as the meditation finished, this '80s rock song kicked in my version. Wow, that was interesting. Um, but well, thank you so much, and The only problem with that meditation for me is it didn't last long enough. It was beautiful to hang out there. And uh, if you meditate longer, you go to deeper places. Uh, and I was talking with Vanessa before this started about sometimes when we don't want to meditate is when we need to meditate the most. And somehow our ego is trying to, you know, discourage us from this. But and it's also extraordinary to know that that we can cultivate a relationship with a with an interior presence that uh, recharges our emotional, spiritual, and psychic and mental batteries, and a place of deep peace that is available to us. And if you're um, if you're new to meditation, let this just encourage the experience here to to begin one, to begin a daily practice, and especially now when we at this time when so many things are closed down and we can't do what we normally do. It's an excellent time. No more excuses to begin a practice. And I think the best time to practice is it's always good to practice, but as far as establishing an ongoing thing is early in the morning before the rest of the world gets going, before your kids get up, before your husband or your wife, whatever going on, and make that your time to do your spiritual work, to do your meditation, to do your prayer, to do uh, your healing and releasing, and all the myriad things that are possible when we do this practice. And know that longer is better. And if you're new, you can start off 10 minutes is great. I mean, you'll notice the difference. But if you start pushing into that about 1 hour practice, you're definitely going to start experiencing very deep states of meditation and experiencing how that uh, affects and blesses the rest of your life. And it's also good, I think, maybe once a week on the Sabbath day or whenever it works for you is to have a time when you do a longer meditation, go for 2 hours and figure out what tracks you want to use and just set up and do that special time. And if you can find somebody who would like to practice with you, that would be also extraordinary. Oh, and I wanted to tell you during this meditation, I was on that tightrope, just that inner stillness, and I began to feel myself getting off there. And I actually felt your guys' presence getting me balanced again and getting me back on the tightrope there, and just so it was just thank you for doing that. Your presence, uh, I could feel it. So thank you all, and we will continue doing this next week. And this is John Dupuis for iAwake and WeAwake, saying namaste, and with great love and great respect. We'll be here next time. God bless.